would you put, if you could only pick the one, would you put the Super Bowl win above your national championship, your Hall of Fame induction? Like, if you could only have the one.
The top moment, yeah.
Oh,
That's the pinnacle.
What would it be?
Is it not? I mean, that's what you strive as a child. You played football because you emulated whoever, like, your idols were growing up. But that's got to be the pinnacle. You're trying to win a national championship in a professional sport. There's nothing bigger than the Super Bowl.
Well, I would say there's a connection point with all those guys rather than a comparison. And the connection point to me is simply this. My national championship team, I went to Florida State expecting to win a national championship. So coming out of high school, if I wouldn't have, I'd have been very, very disappointed because of the teams we had. And going to that, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
Okay.
I think during my tenure there was, to me, our best chance. So I went expecting to win a national championship. And it would have been Coach Bowden's first.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to be a part of his first national championship team, and guys, that's the one thing he said to us after that game was thank you. Of all the things he can say to a team,
thank you.
Was thank you. He's like,
that's remarkable though.
And that moment and again in the Orange Bowl, it was amazing. So the connection point there was I was expecting to do it.
Okay.
Now coming here to the Bucks, I tell you now, Super Bowl wasn't on my mind. It was getting this to be a winning franchise.
Sure.
You know, hey, we got to win at least 9 games.
Right, build it.
You know, that was the mindset when I got drafted. Okay, we're going to go and turn it around to be a winning program.
Right.
Now, obviously, as we got here and we started putting together the team, then the reality of, man, we got a chance to be a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Where that wasn't the case when I went to Florida State. Florida State was, like I said, I'm going to win a national championship.
Already you're walking into it,
Right, so the building process here was more of that.
Okay.
And as far as, you know, the Hall of Fame, I never really even thought about that, honestly, until 2003 when Tom McEwen, he invited John McClain to come sit down with Warren Sapp, John Lynch, and myself. Okay. And we had, you know, lunch there at the facility, and John McClain explained to us the process of the Hall of Fame. Sure. From the selection to the Kansas, and we're sitting here in, you know, our 7th, 8th year, like, okay.
Right.
You know, why are we? So he said, well, if you guys continue, especially your team, you just won a Super Bowl, you guys have been really good and can be for a while. You know, it's not foreign to think you guys have a shot at this. Sure. I say, well, Coach Dungy told Sapp and us, you know, myself, that he wanted us to be the, you know, Joe Green and Jack Ham of this team, as if, you know, they were his teammates in the 70s. But we were thinking more like, okay, great defense, dominant defense, not Hall of Fame career. Right. And he said, well, that's a comparison that I would say, if I'm thinking of you two, I would put you guys in that category.
Wow, that's awesome. So did that change your mindset at that point as far as your game plan every game?
It didn't change my mindset. What it changed for me, Greg, was when I started to go against the best of the best. I wanted to take my performance to another level. Beautiful. So it became more of a challenge for us when, you know, we started going against the Marshall Falks of the world, the Eddie Georges of the world. You know, we'd already played Barry, but we started the Curtis Martins of the world. We knew then, okay, now we're going to take our performance even higher, because these are the people that we'll be compared to, because someone's had that conversation with them. Sure. 2005 is when I started to see, like, man, this is pressure on those guys that are voting. You know, this is, you know, you see the ceremony and you recognize the greatness, but now you start paying attention in a whole different manner. So I would say I try to connect, you know, all three of them, to compare them in terms of what it meant. I would say, obviously, Coach Bowden's first national championship, that's huge. That's symbolic. I say the Super Bowl championship and what it did for our city in terms of making us a relevant in terms of football. Absolutely. Sure. And I think the Hall of Fame really just recognized the fact that we had great players, not good players. But we had great players that came through this franchise.
And they'll never take it away from you, man.
You mentioned Barry Sanders and Marshall Faulk and some of the great running backs.
My knees just started.
Well, I was just going to say,
Sanders,
who
man.
was the hardest person to tackle?
Had to been Barry, right?
Barry was the hardest to tackle, but I tell you, the player, I would say best that I played against, just matchup wise, was Marshall Faulk. I mean, you talk about complete back that brought out every skill set of mine, and I brought out every one of his. We loved playing each other. It was, you had to be on from blocking, tackling, mental, everything. You know, he was that for me from the tailback position, and I love playing against him.
Who did you not look forward on Sunday to going up? I mean, because like I talk to Ian Beckles all the time, and he brings up like Reggie White or some of the guys that had really long arms. He was short, and, stocky. So like for you, in your position, who did you not look forward to seeing across that field?
The few times I played Larry Allen.
Okay.
I just like, man,
he was huge, right?
Yes.
Massive.
I was like, man, this dude, man, I really hope the D-line keep him off me.
Right.
He was a problem. And Larry Allen, he just knew,
massive.
He just massive, and he knew. It's like once he got you, he knew, like,
right.
You know I'm gonna do this again.
Right.
He kind of had that
Mental.
look like, yeah, you know I'm gonna do it again. I'm like, God, I don't play. He was one man that he was in Randall McDaniel for the Vikings.
I remember him too.
You know, I was glad he became a teammate because he was pretty good. He and Sapp, man. Sapp had some good battles with him.
Derrick, what's been more difficult so far? Is it preparing for a quarterback on a Sunday, or is it waking your kids up for school? Because I'm telling you right now,
man.
I swear, it has literally become like a wrestling match, like trying to get my kids up for school.
Oh, you guys are, way, way younger than me with those two ages. Right now, my kids we got an 8th grader and an 11th grader at home, so they manage themselves in terms of getting up.
Okay,
right.
But I rewind those years, man. I give my wife a trophy and a belt, man.
Amen.
She championship lady.
She's the real MVP.
Yes.
She's the Hall of Famer of the house.
You need to get her a gold jacket. That's what you need to do. One day, I'm telling you, for her birthday, get her a gold jacket
and a bust.
Because when it came to waking
and
up,
a bust.
when it came, I love that. But when it came to waking up the kids, they were younger when I was playing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was either leaving the house.
Okay.
Before they actually was getting up.
Okay.
And she didn't want me to wake them up. So it was always, hey, stop making all that noise because you're going to wake up the kids. Okay.
Sleep's important.
Right. So it was either that or on my off days, I slept.
Right. You needed it.
Yes. So it was okay. Wake me up when it's time to take them.
Okay.
And then obviously I enjoyed the time I had to go pick them up on my off days. But, when I played, and again, luckily for me, for us the waking up and going to bed times, she was in control of all of that.
God bless.
I'm just dying laughing because I'm just picturing you like, it's in the middle of the morning, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You got your 55 jersey on with a duffel bag over your shoulder, knocking over a vase, trying to catch it. Your wife's shushing you in the background, tiptoeing out the house.
Stop making so much noise when you leave. Why don't you get everything together the night before? And I'm like, yeah, let's stop.
All right. Here's the deal. If you like the video, if you like any of our videos, even if you don't like our videos, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube right now. Go ahead and like us on Facebook. Follow us anywhere else. We're on social media. And good day. Subscribe.